We live in an interesting world. There's so many places to visit and so many places to see, but some of the more interesting places are not open to the public. These places are forbidden to visit. We went looking and came up with the following list. These are the top places around the world you're forbidden to visit. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, as well as hitting the post notification bell so you never miss another update from us. Vatican Secret Archives. Containing important state papers, correspondence, papal account books, and many other noteworthy documents which the Church has collected over the centuries, the Vatican Secret Archives are among the most forbidden places in the world. In fact, it wasn't until 1881 when Pope Leo XIII finally allowed at least some researchers to view some of the contents. These days, only highly qualified scholars may apply for entry, and even then, there's extremely strict limitations as to what the scholars can look at. It makes one wonder what knowledge is actually hidden in there that's so dangerous for the Church. Lacacious Caves, France. Lacacious Cave is regarded as a treasure trove for archaeologists around the globe. The cave complex contains prehistoric paintings which date back to almost 7,300 years into our history. The series of Paleolithic paintings that look so compellingly vivid hugs the wall and depict animals such as cattle, stags, bison, and much more. Sadly, the cave ended up becoming closed to the general public in 1963. Archaeologists believe that the presence of humans might destroy the ancient work of art. On the other hand, what good are these works of art if they can't be viewed by people who are creative beings? Snake Island, Brazil. Ilha Queimada Grande, also known as Snake Island, is an island off the coast of Brazil in the Atlantic Ocean. The island is small in size, only 43 hectares or 106 acres, and has a temperate climate. The island's terrain varies considerably, ranging from bare rock to rainforest. The island is also the only home of critically endangered venomous Bothrops insulus, also known as the golden lacehead viper, which has a diet of birds. The snakes became trapped on the island when rising sea levels covered the land that ended up connecting it to the mainland. The ensuing selection pursuit allowed the snake to adapt to their new environment, increasing rapidly in population and rendering the island dangerous to public visitation. Queimada Grande is closed to the public in order to protect both people and the snake population. Access is only available via the Brazilian Navy and selected research teams. Of course, there are still those who love reptiles, and these are those who love dangerous things. Unfortunately, you have to find your thrills elsewhere. North Brother Island, New York. Located in New York City's East River, North Brother Island is a 13-acre piece of land that's become the last refuge to over 1,000 people whose passenger ship sank in its waters. Later, it became home to a hospital for people with contagious diseases. The most well-known resident of the island was Mary Mallon, aka Typhoid Mary. She was the first documented person in the country to have typhoid fever, and it's estimated that she infected over 50 people, 3 of whom died. Now, the island is abandoned, and it's home to a bird sanctuary with no possibility of access for people so as to protect the birds. North Sentinel Island, Indian Ocean. The North Sentinel Island is one of the Andaman Islands and politically belong to India. The island is known for pristine white sandy beaches and stunning nature. However, the native tribe is extremely hostile and violent towards any outsiders. They reject any contact with other people and have even been known to kill several intruders. No wonder the island is strictly forbidden. It is home to the Sentinelese, an indigenous people in voluntary isolation who have defended, often by force, their protected isolation from the outside world. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands Protection of Aboriginal Tribes Act of 1956 prohibits travel to the island and any approach closer than 5 nautical miles, or 9.26 kilometers, in order to prevent the resident tribespeople from contacting disease which they have no immunity, and to stop you from getting an arrow to your chest. The area is patrolled by the Indian Navy. Indian authorities recognize the islanders' desire to be left alone and restrict their role to remote monitoring. They don't prosecute them for killing people. The Sentinelese have repeatedly attacked approaching vessels. This resulted in the death of 2 fishermen in 2006 and a trespassing U.S. missionary, John Allen Chow, in 2018. Chow was an American Christian missionary who was killed by the Sentinelese after illegally traveling to North Sentinel Island in an attempt to preach Christianity. Area 51, Nevada. Area 51 is a secret American military base in the middle of the barren Nevada desert whose purpose has always been unknown to the public. What goes on inside the base has led to decades of wild speculation, including the famous alien conspiracies. However, it likely serves as a site for development and testing of experimental aircrafts and weapons. One thing's for sure though, whatever happens in Area 51 is not meant to be seen by the public, as access is strictly forbidden, which is nothing strange since no military anywhere allows civilians to enter secret military bases. It's simply a way to restrict secret weapons to become known to enemies. Entry to such a facility may classify the trespasser as a spy. Surtsey Island, Iceland. Surtsey is a little island located in an archipelago off the southern coast of Iceland. It was formed as a result of volcanic eruptions that ended up lasting for a period of 4 years. Surtsey also has the reputation for being the newest island on the planet. Currently, it's open to a few scientists and geologists. This forbidden island is off limits for tourists, as it's believed that human interference will disrupt the ecological succession taking place on the island, although it's not yet stable and safe enough. Ishi Grand Shrine, Japan. Japan is universally known for its shrine culture and houses approximately 80,000 shrines. The most important among them of all is Ishi Grand Shrine. It's one of the most expensive temples in Japan due to its architectural magnificence. In order to maintain the Shinto traditions dating back to the 8th century, this temple is rebuilt every 20 years, and that comes with $1 million price tag. Unless you're a member of the royal family, you're basically forbidden from entering these hallowed halls of the ancient Japanese representation. The inner shrine, known as Naiku, is located in the town of Ujitachi, south of central Ishi, and is dedicated to the worship of Amaterasu. The shrine buildings are made of solid cypress wood and are not held together with nails, but instead jointed wood. The outer shrine, Giku, is located about 6 kilometers from Naiku and dedicated to Toyuki Omikami, the god of agriculture, rice harvest, and industry. Besides Naiko and Geku, there are an additional 123 Shinto shrines in the Ishi city and the surrounding areas. 91 of them have been connected to Naiku and 32 to Giku. Bangar Fort, Rajasthan, India. Technically, the Bangar Fort is not completely banned from access because tourists can visit it in the daylight and see this marvelous example of Rajasthani architecture. However, from sunset to sunrise, there is a strict ban on entering this place. Being declared a haunted place by the Indian government, this 17th century fort is full of stories about ghosts and curses. Hearing some of them will certainly send shivers down your spine. You might be wondering what happens to those who dare to visit the Bangar Fort at night. In fact, nobody knows, because according to locals, whoever tried to break the rule mysteriously disappeared after it. This is probably pure superstition, but who would want to visit an old fort after dark anyway? Heard Island Volcano, Australia. One of the most remote territories in the world, Heard Island is considered an Australian territory, even though it's located between Madagascar and Antarctica. It's a home to a wide range of animals, such as seals, penguins, and marine birds, as well as 40 other glaciers. There's a couple of reasons for closing the island to the general public. First, in 2000, researchers noticed a huge lava flow coming from the island's massive volcano called Morrison's Peak. Second, Heard Island is known for its poor weather conditions. And third, it's too remote to be safe. Judge it for yourself. It's located at a minimum 2-week sail to the closest major landmass. That actually sounds exactly like the kind of place an adventurer would want to visit. Zone Rouge, France. In English, it reads as the Red Zone. The Zone Rouge are regions in the northeastern parts of France that were sanctioned off to be closed after World War I and never opened. It's viewed as hazardous due to the tremendous measure of human as well as creature remains, and also due to a large number of unexploded materials, which obviously means the area is dangerous. The area is saturated with unexploded shells, including gas shells, grenades, and rusty ammunition. Soils were heavily polluted by lead, mercury, chlorine, arsenic, and various other dangerous gases and acids. Each year, dozens of tons of unexploded shells are recovered. According to the Secure Civil agency in charge, at the current rate, 300 to 700 more years will be needed in order to clean the area completely. Some experiments conducted in 2005 to 2006 had discovered up to 300 shells particles per hectare in the 15 centimeter or 6 inches of soil in the worst areas. Some areas where 99% of all plants die still remain off limits close to the Yper and Wover, and arsenic constitutes up to 176 milligrams per kilogram of soil samples. There you have it, some of the world's most off-limit places. Are there any of these that you would actually like to visit? What did we learn from this? Leave people alone who want to be left alone. Don't believe ghost stories, and stay away from secret military bases. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like the video as well as subscribe to our channel for more content.